Hi, this is Todd with ESOTERIC Car Care. Today we're talking about wheel maintenance, satin versus gloss. Okay, we've had questions before in other videos about wheel maintenance. You know, if it's a satin wheel versus it's a gloss or a painted wheel, do you do anything different? If so, what exactly that is? Well, the answer to that is yes and no, and it depends on what you've done with your wheels. First of all, let's talk about our regular wheels that we've done a separate video on. You can go take a look at the link above. You know, it's all about keeping them clean and then using some kind of protection. You know, you can go full hardcore coating on them, or you can use a maintenance product, Polish Angel Super Sport, for instance, on your wheels. You know, the painted or glossy wheels, it's something that people have been dealing with for a long time. Pretty straightforward. Okay? Use a nice pH neutral wheel cleaner to it. Keep them clean, keep them looking nice. Now we get into satin wheels or matte wheels that you're seeing far more popular on a lot of different cars out there. People are a little bit concerned about what to use on it because they're afraid that they may do some damage. And in some cases, that concern is definitely valid. You don't want to be throwing harsh cleaners and stuff at satin wheels or matte wheels because you definitely risk doing some kind of staining on them. So if you follow the precautions just like you would on a gloss wheel of using pH neutral wheel cleaners or just regular soaps that you're using for the car, you're not going to go wrong on it as long as you're following other basic guidelines. Don't do it when the wheels are hot. Don't do it in direct sunlight. Try to avoid allowing the cleaners to dry on the wheels. And with satin wheels, they're going to show dirt, because most of the satin wheels are going to be black. They're going to show dirt much more quickly than a regular wheel. So you're going to become pretty OCD about trying to keep them clean. But the best thing to do with satin wheels is to apply a wheel coating to them. We've got a variety of dedicated wheel coating formulas to go on them. They're high temp, so they're not going to break down like a regular coating. Now, one word about them is people are worried about putting coatings on it because they don't want to turn the wheel glossy. Well, it's not going to magically turn it from a satin wheel into a glossy wheel. It may add just a little bit of richness to the finish, but for the most part, people aren't used to seeing that nice satin finish because they're always dirty. So when you take a look at it right after it's been coated, it does look spectacular. Not necessarily different, like I said, a little bit of richness to it, but it will stay looking that way. If you've got a satin wheel that's not coated, all that dirt and stuff is going to start embedding down into the pores of that satin finish, and it's going to start getting staining on there. And they're just going to look bad all the time. So the big difference there between coated and non-coated on that satin wheel is it's going to clean up a lot easier, and you're not going to have the ability for all the dirt and stuff to get down into the pores and start to stain that finish. After you have them coated, you're going to treat them just like you would any other wheel. A coated wheel, unless you let it go for a long time, you shouldn't need any more than just regular soap and water. If you've gone a long period of time between washings, or if you've got the German cars that produce a lot of brake dust, then you're going to want to use a nice dedicated wheel cleaner. Once again, using something that is pH neutral. You don't want to throw something acidic on there. But clean that up and then just maintain them, clean them in between with a regular soap, and you should be good to go. So the real moral to the story here, the lesson to be had is, if you've got satin wheels, just be careful with them. You don't want to use anything abrasive. Make sure that you've got nice, soft, good condition wash media that you're going to be cleaning them with. No harsh chemicals. Don't clean them in the sunlight. Don't clean them when they're hot. You follow those basic instructions and you're going to be fine. But my biggest word of advice on any satin or matte wheels, coat them properly and thoroughly. Then your maintenance will be much easier, and those wheels will continue to look good for much longer periods of time. So That's about it on that subject. If you have any more questions on it or comments on it, leave it down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're constantly updating new videos on detailing tips, tools, and techniques. That's about all for today for Esoteric Car Care. I'm Todd Cooperrider. Thanks, and we'll see you again next time.